All right, welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're taking all those foundational Python concepts you've been working so hard on and, well, finally snapping them all together. We're stepping completely out of the abstract theory and stepping right into the shoes of a real-world developer to build a truly practical, comprehensive project. If you've ever sat there wondering how all the individual pieces of Python code actually fit together to make a working system, you are absolutely in the right place.
So, I want you to start by asking yourself this exact question. How do schools manage hundreds of student records efficiently? Just imagine for a second that you are the newly hired database administrator for a massive, brand new school. It's day one. You walk into an office and it is just filled floor to ceiling with boxes of paper files. It is a complete logistical nightmare of manual record keeping, right? Every single time a student's address changes or someone needs to find a specific file, it literally takes hours. Well, that chaos, that is exactly the problem we are going to solve today with code.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda, basically the architect's blueprint for constructing our Python solution. We'll be hitting Section 1, the Record Management Challenge, Section 2, your Python Project Toolkit, Section 3, Mastering CRUD Operations, Section 4, Step-by-Step System Development, and finally, Section 5, Real-World System Applications. Let's get to it.
Section 1, the Record Management Challenge, setting the project objectives. So to kick things off, let's frame the challenge. We need a centralized system to add, view, update, search, and delete records, and it needs to be seamless. Ultimately, our goal here is to build a complete student management system using Python. We are officially transitioning away from those little isolated coding concepts and diving headfirst into a real-world, comprehensive, practical application. Think about it. This system has to let a user add new students, view the entire roster, update existing info when things inevitably change, search for a specific person in a massive sea of data, and of course, delete records when someone leaves. It's the whole shebang.
Section 2, your Python Project Toolkit, the foundation. Now to build this system, we need the right materials. So let's quickly check out the core components we'll be pulling from our toolkit to lay our groundwork.
Now, if you ever sit down for a software engineering interview, you're almost definitely going to be asked this. Why use dictionaries instead of lists? Well, lists are great. They're ideal for simple sequences of data. But dictionaries? They are absolutely perfect for key-value pairings. In our school database context, we need to link specific data points, like a unique student ID, directly to a specific student's name and details. Dictionaries allow us to forge that exact link, setting things up exactly how a school database needs to function.
Our toolkit requirements for this are functions, loops, conditional statements, lists, and dictionaries. And what's really interesting about this toolkit is how it brings together every single individual tool you've learned into one cohesive powerhouse. We aren't really learning brand new tools here, we're orchestrating them. We need functions for reusable blocks, loops to keep things running, conditionals to direct the traffic, and our lists and dictionaries working in tandem to organize all that data. Section 3. Mastering CRUD Operations, the framework. We're going to slow down the tempo just a bit here to carefully explain this industry-standard framework. It's literally like an architect framing the walls of our digital building.
CRUD. It stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete. It is absolutely crucial you know this. It's a highly common concept to master, not just for this project, but for software development generally, and for sure those interview quizzes we talked about. Almost every database app in the world uses these 4 basic principles.
So how do those system features actually map out? Well, we can directly map that CRUD concept right onto the specific practical features our user menu will offer. Create becomes our add student. Read splits into view student for the whole list and search student for individuals. Update translates directly to update student, and delete becomes delete student. Add an exit feature to safely shut it all down, and suddenly the abstract theory is totally practical.
Section 4. Step-by-step system development, the construction. All right, time for the really fun part. High energy here, folks, because we have our blueprint and our framework, and now we are moving right into the actual assembly of the code components.
The architecture we're building is called a menu-driven application. Think of this as the central nervous system of our project. It uses while loops and conditional statements to basically present options and keep the user fully engaged until they specifically choose to break the loop and exit.
Let's walk through this 4-step blueprint. Step 1, create the menu interface. Step 2, build the empty placeholder functions. Step 3, set up data storage for the records.
Step 4. Implement the operations. Following this methodical sequence totally prevents beginners from being overwhelmed by a massive wall of code. You just take it one logical step at a time.
But hey, a quick warning here. Watch out for duplicate records and validation issues. I'm serious, if you don't write conditional statements to validate the data, like checking if an ID already exists, or if a user accidentally types a letter instead of a number, boom! Your newly built system is going to crash instantly. Always double-check your inputs.
Section 5. Real-world system applications, the handover. Let's zoom out for a second to show you that the logic you just learned is universally applicable far beyond just a hypothetical classroom setting.
These applications include schools, employee directories, inventory systems, and hospital management, and this brilliantly illustrates why Python is so powerful. Knowing how to manage student records means you fundamentally also know how to manage hospital patients or warehouse stock. The data changes, sure, but the architecture, it's exactly the same. Of course, professional developers don't just stop at the basics. Future enhancements could include file storage, a login system, and report generation. They would absolutely scale this exact project up with rock-solid security and permanent storage. Because right now, as soon as we close our Python program, all our hard work clears right out of memory.
Which brings us to your assignment, directly from our source material today. How will you extend your newly built system with file handling? I'm throwing that provocative challenge right back at you. How do you make sure those student records persist even after the application exits? You've got the blueprint, you've mastered the tools, and you know CRUD inside out. The next step is in your hands. Thanks for tuning into this explainer. Now go open your code editor right now and see what you can build.